Okay. So good morning. Once again, good afternoon. Okay. For some people, we are actually in the morning. For some people. So good day, everyone. Welcome back to our class on data analysis. In the last 2.5 weeks or 3 weeks, we've been learning about Excel. We learn Excel and we work with different data sets, especially at the point of VLOOKUP, pivot table, power pivot, and power query. So today we are going to look at another software from Microsoft, which is called Microsoft Power BI. The Power Pivot is an add-on to Excel. Power Pivot is added to Excel to make Excel become more powerful in terms of analysis. So after that, Microsoft also go ahead to create a complete data analysis software separately, which is called Power Business Intelligence. That is Power BI. The BI in the Power BI stands for Business Intelligence. So Power Business what? Intelligence. That is Power BI. That is what Power BI stands for. So I sent some data set to our group, which I believe most of us has practiced also. So the data set is actually Contoso sales data set. The data is plenty. There are a lot of information. It's uh, a demo data set on Microsoft website, whereby you can see a lot of things there. We have we have some fact tables. And we have fact tables there, which are strategy plan, sales quota, sales, online sales, inventory, exchange rate, margin, SLA. We also have dimension tables. We have dimension margin, outage, and this and that. So these are dimension tables and these are fact tables. This is a typical complete company, but we're not going to look at everything. We're going to focus our attention on some of this. In this class, we're going to work on sales analysis. You can see we have a fact table sales online, 1.2 gig file. This is heavy 1.2 gig file. And we have sales files also. This is just the 256 megabyte. 256 megabytes. I think this is what I sent to your group. This is one I sent to your group. So we have another sales online here, very huge data. We have inventory data. So which means that after the class, we can also explore more of this. I sent a link to you on my Telegram link to you where you can download a complete data set for analysis. So with that, you can work more, and get your hand dirty with data sets. Okay, now you remember in the last class when we were working on Excel, I said I don't want to load my data in Excel. The reason being that with Power Pivot, Excel can now do at least some level of big data, not so too big, but at least some relatively big data. In Excel, we have 1 million rows, 1,040,000 rows in Excel. But some data are more than that. For example, look at this data. Let me open this sales data here. I'm opening the sales data. Let's see what we have. Let's see what we have with sales data. It's opening. Opening. I want to explain something here. so that you can know the value of what we did yesterday also. So you can see this data set is too large for Excel grid. If you save this workbook, you will lose data that wasn't loaded. Click OK. Let's see something here. Let's see how many data do we have here. Can you see the data has already filled in all the rows in Excel? The data is, it means that this data is more than 1,040,000 rows. So if you load this data into Excel, how are you going to work with it? There's no way you can work with it because you cannot load all the data. The data you have is more than Excel rows. How do you work with that kind of data in Excel? Now, let me now open an Excel workbook and let's see what we can do. When you have a data that is more than the 1 million rows and you want to work with it in Excel, then we use the knowledge of what? Get data, and we use Power Query. So when you get the data, you only load to connection only so that the data remain intact where it is. The data remain intact where it is while you are doing your analysis. Let's check the data again. I'm going to, the file is CSV file. Let me go to download data, Contoso data set, save, import. Let's see what we have here. So let's transform data. Let's see how many rows data we have here. The entire data set. Let me check the profile, view, and the profile. There's counting it. I hope we are following, please. You see that is taking some time to load because data is plenty. So this is what you do when you have big data to work with in Excel. Excel cannot open it. Excel cannot open it. What you do is you just connect the data and load to connection only. So the data remain where it is while you are doing your analysis without having reason to load data in it. Because the more you load data into Excel, one, you duplicate the data. Two, you duplicate the data, and two, it will make your system to slow down. To slow down your Excel also. You see that Excel is still reading the file, checking the file, because the file is more than what we expect. It's more than 1 million rows. So with Excel nowadays, with Power Query and Power Pivot, it means you cannot work with data that is more than 1 million rows. Is that clear now? That is basically what I want to show us here. Let's leave that one while it's loading, and let's go back to our Power BI. So Power BI is an advanced, let's say it's an advanced feature of Power Pivot. So they work in different ways, but there are so many things in common between Power Pivot and Power BI. One, Power Query. Two, relationship. Three, DAX method, DAX. So these are three things that are common to them. While Power Pivot now use pivot table for analysis, Power BI it doesn't, there's no pivot table in Power BI. We don't have any pivot table here. Power BI works on its own. Now, to open a new report, if you are just using Power BI for the first time, you have this option here called New. So I'm going to click on New Report, and let's see what we have. Power BI is one of the leading tools when it comes to data analysis, drag and drop analysis. And when you are starting the journey into analysis, this is one of the basic tools you learn. One of the basic tools you learn is what is Power BI. Let's see, this is still loading. I think my system is slow now. I think my system itself is always slow. That's the reason why. Let me delete something. System itself is slow. Let me delete. This one file. System itself is slow. Let's go back. So when you log into Power BI, just like the Excel, thing that makes Power BI more appreciated is that if you are used to Excel before, you quickly understand the structure of Power BI. You know, the way Microsoft designed Excel, we have this tab at the top of Excel. We have Home tab, we have Insert tab, we have Modeling View, we have View, Optimize, and Help. So these are the basic um, tab that we have, and each tab has sub ribbon. You can see ribbon under each of the tabs. We have sub ribbons for them. So it means that each tab works differently. We have view, then optimize, and help. So these are basically what we have under each of these tabs. On the left side of the Power BI interface, we have views. We have four views. One, report view. Two, table view. Three, model view. And four, DAX view. So we have four views for this analysis. So when you click on the report view, this is what we have. Let's click on that table view. The interface has changed. We have modeling view, we have this, and last one we have DAX view. This is where you run your DAX function to see if it's working fine. This um report, this is where you build your visual. This is where you do your dashboarding. You do your dashboarding on report view. On the right side, we also have like three boxes here. We have data. This here, this is where all your data will show. In the middle, we have visualizations. This is where you build and format visual. And the third is filter. This is where you also add some filter to your analysis. Now and down here we have sheets. Sheet 1, sheet 2, you can add as many sheets as possible. And you can also rename your sheet, just like in Excel. You can just right click and rename your sheet, just like in Excel. There are two views here, and when you are building your Power BI, we have mobile view, and we have, if you want to build for mobile device, if somebody will check over on the mobile device, you have this, and you can also use the normal computer view. Then I think I'm going to close this now so it doesn't hang at the end of the day and stop closing. So that is just basically what I want to show here. So let me close this. That just we did it. This system does not hang, and we have to shut down the system now. So let's just stay with what we have. Okay, so there are three types of Power BI that is available. We have what is called Power BI Desktop, which is what we are doing here now. This is basically where you do your analysis. This is where you build your features. You build your features on data on the Power BI desktop. The second one is Power BI service. Power BI service. That is a cloud service for Power BI. That is when you finish your analysis here and you want to share the job with your colleagues, you can see share. When you want to share it in the cloud, it means you are sharing to what? Power BI service. Now you have shares here. So it's you are going to Power BI service. The third one is mobile, Power BI mobile. Power BI mobile is basically also to view. You don't build visual in Power BI mobile. It's used to view what somebody has shared with you in Power BI service. So that you can, with your mobile, you can also access reports, online reports, Power BI. So Power BI service is in real time. It's in real time, which means that once you put in a cloud and you connect it to either your SQL or server, everybody can be watching it at the same time. Now, let's now start our analysis. The first thing we're going to do here is to save this file. Currently, we have untitled Power BI. How do you save? Just like you save in Excel, just press Ctrl S, or you use File, then Save As. Then locate where you want to save your file. You can use Browse File and save. We have BMC Contoso analysis and hit OK. So this is the first thing we do. We have saved the file so that we can know in case you close your Power BI or server, your file will be saved. And one good thing about Power BI is that it saves your data like every 3 or 5 minutes. It saves your data. So as you're working, there is always room for recovery. Just like in Excel, there's always room to recover your file if your system shut down or you close without saving or whatsoever. So the first thing now is how to get data. Just like if we did in Excel yesterday, there is get data option here. And you can, if you are getting data from Excel directly, you can click on Excel or SQL Server or whatsoever here. And there are a lot of sites, there are a lot of websites whereby there are a lot of tools, websites or databases where Power BI can connect to. We have Excel workbook, Power BI semantic model, data flow, all this and more. Here, Power BI can connect to all this kind of data that you see here. All this data, Power BI can connect to them and work with them with the data inside them live. But for now, we are starting with CSV file, which is this. So connect Power BI to text and CSV file. So we have Contoso file. We are starting with the sales table, and I'm clicking on this. Connect with sales data. So once we click on get data, it will take you to where? Power Query Editor. So click on transform data now. Now here we have this data ready. So let me just click on profile. Let's see what I want to do in Excel earlier. Let's see number of rows we have here. Then data set. I want to know the number of rows, or we can also do that as we move on. So sometimes when you are profiling your data, when you are doing analysis on your data, you can see that it's 100% based on what? Based on 1,000 rows. So if there's an error after that, you may not know. It's always good to provide your data based on the entire data set. But if your data is plenty, you have 2 million rows, you have like 20 million rows, 5 million rows, it might slow down your system. What you do is you do analysis based on these two data sets. Then you cannot bring up the other data later, or you now upload it into the entire data set, format it from the entire data set. So everybody, so if you are working with me now, you can connect your data now. Connect your data now. I'm going to rename this fact cells with sales data. I'm going to remove that fact from the sales table. So I've renamed this. Can you see where I renamed? Under the property. I've renamed under the property. Can you only you have question? Please go ahead with your question.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, my colleagues. Sir, please, which data are we using for this class? Because I saw different data, so I don't know the particular one I'm going to use. Thank you,
The
sir.
one we are using all the data we have there. If you have enough data, you can download that file, that what do you call it? This file. Hold on.
There's one I saw, Contoso something
Yeah,
like that.
that is
But
it.
that one is not coming up.
That is where we have all the data sets. But because there are a lot of data inside it, for those of us who doesn't have enough data, can just download this one with CSV only. So if you
All of
need
them.
all, if you need, yes, you will download all of them. If you need the
Okay,
entire
sir.
data set for other ones to practice, you can download this later. That's where
Okay.
we have all other data. We are working with them. The first one I connected now is the fact sales table. Is the
Okay,
fact
let me go ahead and
table.
download the
Fact sales.
files.
Fact sales is the first one we are connecting now. The data is clean, so we are not going to do much cleaning here. Just look at if there's any cleaning at all. Data is clean already, so we don't have cleaning issues. We are going straight to analysis today. Learn data, clean data. Password. So we have. Let's look at the data. This data we have sales. What is loading? It means data is much. So we have. If your system is faster, you can let us know if you have done that. The profiling. Data key. This is date key. We have channel key, store key, product key, promotion key. You can see a lot of keys there. Currency key, unit cost, unit price, sales quantity, return amount. Discount quantity, discount amount, total cost, and sales amount. Yes. So these are what we have in this analysis, in this data, in sales data. But for now, for this analysis, okay, let's bring in other data that we need. Go to Home tab again. Home tab of Power Query. You see New Source. Click on New Source and bring in other sources. Text to CSV, connect with the other ones. Let's connect with the channels. It's not ready yet. Okay. Connect with channels. That is number 2. Connect with channels. Dimension table. Channel. Okay. We have 4 channels. And Connect again, new sources. You are connecting almost all the data I sent to you. Product table, connect with it, new source, and it's okay. New source again, CSV file, clear this. You have inventory, this, stuff. Applying added store. We have store. So we'll check each of the files separately. Then we have checked ourselves. Let's bring them. Category and subcategories. I think I sent permission to you also, right? That is subcategory. That is product subcategory. New source again. Product category. New source again. How many? 1, 2, 3. Then again, I think we have taken data territory, take territory, and the other one, that's into you. I think geography. Okay, it's territory. Then new source connected. Geography and calendar table. And that is our date table. That's our date. There's a date table there. That's calendar. I want to use that one for calendar. Did I send customer table? Pass for product category, territory, date, geography, promotion channel. It's okay. Let's stay with this one that we have. Like I said, there are a lot of things in that folder that we can practice on our home later. But for now, let's just stay with this one that we have. Okay, are you connected with the data? If you are ready, type yes in the chat box. So if you are ready, type yes in the chat box. Connected all your data. We should have like 9 data there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You should have about 9 data connected. data connected. Okay, so let's quickly look at our sales table. We have sales key, which shows the sales, which is um, uh, like sales ID or sales number for each of the sales. So sales 1, 2, 3, and the rest. And we have date key. This is very important for analysis also. Date key is also important in our analysis. Channel key. Since we are working on channel key, I'm going to keep this. Store key. We are working on store. We are working analysis on store. I'm going to retain that key. We are working on product key. Yes. Promotion key. We are not doing anything on currency, so I'm going to hide it. I'm going to remove this key. I'm not doing anything on the currency. I'm not doing anything on currency, so I'm going to remove that key. Then we'll have unit price, sales quantity, return quantity, return amount, discount quantity, and discount amount. We have quantity, we have amount, and we'll have total cost and sales amount. It means this sales amount we have means the sales amount will have taken into consideration the the sales and discount. We expect the sales and discount is unit cost times quantity less discount. I hope those ones will have be factored into the sales. So I don't think there's anything we are doing here. The data is number, all these data are numbers, and those in text are in text format. The date key is in date, so I think everything is okay. Let's go to DM channel. I see dimension table, channels table. Have this channel name and description. We have store, online, catalog, and reseller. Different channels, different products. These are the product name. These are the product description, and these are products of category key. We have manufacturer, brand name, class ID, class name, system ID, system name, and the rest. So you can see a lot of information under the product also. This is the reason why dimensional database system is very good. If you have to include all this in our sales, the sales table will just be too large. So these are the products, unit cost, unit price, available for sales, and so on. Status. We have DM stores, dimension table. This is a store. This is the number of stores they have. See the store they have got 300 rows, 300 stores. This is category key. This is geography key, store key, store manager. Then we have store type, store name, and the rest. All these things has to do with what? With store. See that they have a lot of the last remodel, last remodel date, employee key, and the rest. We have some category key. These are the products of categories. These are the products we are putting into different categories. We have this. And we now have the main category, which means they divide all the company into. They have 8 categories. Then territory, there is territory key and geography. Also, geography key of the geography. Then we have date. A lot of data has been created for us. We have date key, year label, calendar, half year, quarter label, and so on. You can see a lot of data has been extracted for us for analysis. So it means that you have a lot of things to work with. You have a lot of things to work with and understand the secret of visualization. So I'm not doing much here. I'm just going to load, close and apply. We have not done anything to apply yet, but I'm just closing and apply. Let everybody do the same thing. And once you are ready, type.
Hello, sir.
Hello, I'm
What
with
did
you.
you? I didn't catch what you said. You said we should load. I
Yes,
didn't catch that.
yes. I said once you connect all those data, just go to home on the Power Query and click close and apply.
Close and apply. Okay.
Yes, yes. So it will load your data into Power BI.
Okay.
Okay, so my data are ready. So you can see everything now in my data on my Power BI. So on the right side, you can see my data here from channel to date, to geography, product, categories, subcategories, sales, store, sales territory, and sales. So if you are ready, if you have loaded your data, you can type yes in the chat box. Just type your data is ready. Just type yes in the chat box. Type yes in the chat box if your data are ready. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do now is this is report view. Remember, I call this report view. The second view here is table view. Second view here is what? Table view. This is where you can view your table. This all the table you have. You can be checking them one by one. And view your table from here. And the third one is model view. Now, we are going to spend some time here on this modeling. Please, let's pay attention here. You know that we brought in different tables, but all those tables, they are more or less the same family. That they have some things in common to all of them. They are just everything are just from the same company, which is Contoso. Everything is just a single company, but we have the data from different departments. So now let's see how we are going to connect them so that they understand each other. So that when we are talking of sales by geography, we know which country, we can know which country we're talking about, which channel we're talking about, and the rest. Which product we're talking about, all those things, we understand them. So this is date. It's connected to nobody. But we have store and we have sales. So we should have everything should be 9. We have 9 tables, so I want to be sure we have all the 9 around. Okay, so these are the 9 tables we have. I'm going to reduce this a bit. Oh, I can't see the screen again. Too small. Okay, we'll manage what we have. So when we talk about modeling here, basically what we want to do is we want to create relationship between this sales table or any related table. Tables that are related to each other, we want to connect, want to create relationship between them. That is called modeling here. For example, look at our sales table. It has something to do with product table. Look at sales table here. What we are selling are products. We are selling products. So now, how do we now connect our sales to product table? Although Power BI has done some, we are going to do our own too. Okay. If you look at this table, I'm going to delete this relationship first. This line that joined the sales and product together, I'm going to delete it. I'm deleting this relationship. Look at these sales, and this is product. What we are selling is product. But how do we know which product we are selling from the sales table? There is what is called a product key. We now see which of this table has the product key. You can see that we have product key here, which means that this table and this table, they can work together. This table and this can work together because of this what common product key. There's a product key here, a product key here. Another thing you also check here is that when you go to product key, product table, this product key, is it unique key or is it repeated? I'm sure it's going to be a unique key, which is primary key to this table. It means that when you mention one product key, you can, when you say product 255, you're talking of everything here. It means that two products cannot have the same key. Two products cannot have what? The same key. That is the written here. But under sales, we can sell one product more than one times. Let's go to sales and go to product key. A product key can be sold so many times. You can see, even without even checking anything. You can see this product being sold a number of times. Product 1930. You can see it. You can see the total row is 3 million rows. Total rows we have. So you can see that Excel cannot work with it without using Power Query. Can you see the total row now? Excel cannot work with it without using what? Power Query. That is why Power Query and Power Pivot are game changer to Excel user. So if you are using Excel and you don't know Power Query and Power Pivot, your journey is very long, very long, very long. Okay, so if you can see that product table, so in this table, product key is called a foreign key. In this table, product key is called a foreign key. While in this table, product key is what? A primary key. Now, what we are going to do now is we're going to connect them. How do we do that? I will just click on this table, this one, or this one, any of them, and I will drag it and place on the other one. I will drag one to the other one. That is it. So now, I've created a relationship between what? Between this sales table and this table. Is that clear? Can you do that? So this Power BI has detected all this before. That's the reason why we can find it there. Sometimes if you don't find it there, that is how we are going to create them. You can see we have, let's look at this between this one. Look at this one also. You can see that. You can see how Power BI can help you to connect so many things together. There's a relationship between, you can see between sales and store. There's a relationship between them, between sales and store. And store is also related to what? To territory. And territory related to what? To geography. So it means that with this thing we have done, our sales can understand this territory key because there's a relationship between them. So the only table now here that doesn't have relationship is the table, the date table, this calendar table. Why? Why don't we have any key here? We have date key here and there is date key here, but Power BI refused to understand them. So what do we do? Let's create a relation between them. I want to use the date key here to connect the date key on sales. So we have done relationship between the sales table and the calendar table. These are our date keys. We have added key to key, and that is it. Now we can go back to our report view. Since now that all of them are connected now, let's go to our report view. Any question at this time, at this point, before we move on? So let me give you 2 minutes to quickly connect, create relationship between them, or ask questions if you're having any issue.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Not hearing me.
Hello. Hello.
Sir, I've loaded them.
Okay.
I've loaded the ones I've downloaded to the Power BI. So I was now asking that what's the next step after the loading, sir? Because I said that you connected, as in you did these things that's on our screen now, but I don't know how to go to the place.
Go to this view. Come to this place where we have model view. Can you see on the left side? Can you see? Click on this view. It will take you to this page where we created the relationship between our data. Is that clear? Are you there? Are you still there?
I'm with you. So if I go to the view, the model view, that's when I'll see the connection.
That's how you see the relationship.
Oh. Okay, so when I get to this place, what will I do next, sir?
So just the only thing you are going to do, I think you are likely to do, just drag this date key and place it on the date key in the sales table. This date key on your calendar, drag, so you will see this line joining your calendar, your date key to sales, your sales table to date sales table.
Okay. Let me try, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now, are we set? If you are ready, please type yes in the chat box. If you are ready, just type yes in the chat box. If you are ready, type yes in the chat box, please. Ready? Can we continue? If you want us to continue, please type yes in the chat box. Yes, in the chat box. Hello? Should we continue? Somebody is responding. Are we there at all? Are we ready? Or should I call name? Mr. Aziz, Madam Sekino, Madam Odia, Madam Miriam, Oluchuku, and Madam Rashida. Shall we continue? Are we set? Or we should give 5 minutes? Let's use the chat box to respond. Okay. Okay, no problem. Let's continue then. Now, the next time we are going to do now. Okay. Next thing we're going to do now is let's build visual. And I'm going to focus on visual. I'm not going to write much that today, or let's do like this. Let's explore the AI capability of Power BI. Let's see how Power BI can be helpful, even without knowing much to do with your Power BI. How you can get your visualization done with Power BI. So if you look here, you can see different charts that we have. Stack bar chart, stack column chart, cluster column, line chart, waterfall, and the rest. So you can see different kind of cells that we have here, different kind of charts that we have here in Power BI. Now, along this line, you can see something here. Key influencers, the combination tree, Q&A, and narrative. These four, we call them AI visuals. So if you go to insert, you go to see these four under your insert. Can you see them? We have Q&A, key influencers, commentary, and narrative. These four are called what? AI visuals. So let's see what they are up to in helping us to do our analysis, our visualization analysis. Now, so the first thing we're going to look at, sorry, a minute, please. So the first we're going to look at is let's start with Q&A. Let's start with what? Q&A. So let me click on Q&A here. So it's preparing question and answer for you. Q&A. That is question and answer. You can also click on Q&A from here, or you can double click. You can just double click your page. When you double click, it's going to prepare Q&A for you. This is the first thing you want to learn in this class. Now, I want to have a visual. I want you to create a visual for me. Now, inside this box, Power BI can just give you any random question itself. So you can just give any random whatsoever itself. All we are going to do is, let's go to this and type total sales. Total. Now, one thing you need to understand is, understand the name of your column very well. If you look at this as sales, we have sales amount. Sales amount. You can say, okay, total sales amount. Amount, okay, it's one word. Sales amount. This is a column. And you see, these are column now. Total sales amount. It's giving us sales amount. Okay. Let's see. By channel name. Channel name. By channel name. Let's see what we have. Oluchuku, your Bible must have it. I'm sure it has it. Just double click your canvas. When you are under report view, double click your canvas, or you go to insert. You see it under insert. Q&A is there under insert. So now you can see we now have our visual based on what? Based on sales amount by what? By channel name. Okay. That is number one. Let's leave this for now. Now here you can see something here that says turn Q&A into a standard visual. I will click on this, then it becomes a visual for me. That is it. That is our total sales by this. So let me go back again. Let me use this one. I will write, I want to know my total sales amount. This is our total sales amount is there. 12 billion. I can turn this into standard visual. This is it. Let me take this one down. You can see that AI is the one doing the job for us. So that is amount. Then click on it again. Let's see anything again we can do here. Total quantity sold. Let's check total quantity sold. We have sales quantity. We have total quantity or sales quantity rather. Sales quantity. 53 million. Let's turn this also into standard visual. So it means that Power BI can help you to do so many things even without knowing much in your Power BI. Can still help you to do much without knowing much in Power BI. Oluchukwu, have you seen your Q&A? Let's see territory here. Oluchukwu, have you seen your Q&A? Let's check here. The territory or geography. Check geography. I think that's where we have the country name. Country name is under geography.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Sir, I accidentally closed my file.
No problem. Just open it again. It will show you that you have the covered file.
Okay.
Just like your Excel. Open it. Yeah.
Okay.
It will show you have the covered file. So it will update, you save your file up to certain point.
Okay.
Yeah. So the next thing I want to look at is let's see if we can create map for us. Q&A.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Again, I will say I want I say I want to see my total sales amount. Sales amount by state province name. My state province. State province name. Let's see. These are what we have. I want to make it in map chart. In map chart. So you can see how far BI can help you to do so many things. So I'm turning this into a standard visual also. And you see, without writing any formula, without doing anything, Power BI is already helping us to do much. So here we have our sales amount by province name. Okay, so that is the Q&A for you. I'm going to stop on that for now. I'm stopping on the Q&A. Now, let's try the other ones that we have there also. The other AI options that we have. Can you mute this? There's noise from somebody's background there. Oh, yeah. Can you mute? Okay, so the next thing we want to look at is let's look at key influencers. Key influencers. Key influencers. Again, I'm going to sheet 2. Or where are we working? Yeah. I'm going to sheet page 2. I will click on these key influencers. I want to know what are those things that are influencing my sales. What are those things that is making the sales to go up or go down? That is called what? Key influencers. So this work with columns also. Let me just go to my sales column, sales table rather, and select my total sales amount. So I have my total sales amount here. Nothing has happened. Nothing. Okay, sorry. Let's first go to this. Let's do the computer trade first. I'm bringing my total sales. Okay. Sales amount. So when I bring my total sales amount, you see that there is nothing special there. There's nothing. You can see the amount of sales we have 12 billion, but there's nothing that follows. Then I can say I want to view what does country name has on this. What effect does country name has on this? I check this one. I want to explain this data by what? By country name. Immediately, can you see what happened? There's a plus sign here. You see a plus sign here. So if you click on this plus sign, it's asking you, you want sales amount by what? By country law. You can click on country law. You can see by country now. All the countries that we have, you can now see their sales. The sales per country is showing here. 7 billion from US, 1 billion, 1.6 billion from China, 1 billion from Germany, and the rest. And scroll down again. And just scroll down. These are all the countries that we have in this data set. And we have seen the sales amount by country. What about by different channels? By different channels. So you can see we now have another plus here, which means that we can dig more into this to see the channel that sells more from each of these countries. We have more sales from online in China, by then followed by reseller and by store. Click on the Germany. So you can see we have more sales online and store, no reseller in Germany. Click on US. And I want you to notice that when you click on any line, any of these objects, to dig deeper into what is happening there, you can see that this line now shows thicker, is thicker than other ones. It means that you are currently on this line. Now, you can see here we have catalog. We show a catalog even in US. Store, we have more store sales in US. Right in China, we have more online sales, no catalog sales in China. So Germany, we have only two channels. So you can see how these things are, how sales come from each country by channel. And let's see what else again can we also do. Let's look at it by product category. By product category. Let's the category name. So that is how you can go and go and go to know more on what? On your sales by digging deeper using different criteria. Okay, in US we have more sales from online, from store. Let's look at what they buy what product sold sells more in US from the store. So you can see we sell more of what home appliances, computers, cameras and camcorders, TV and the rest. What about China? Oh, what about catalog? What they sell most? Still home appliances based on different channels. So still home appliances. Let's check from China. Click on China. Immediately when you click on China, it has continued to the end also. So that is it. Any question on this? So back to report. I use that one so that I use this option so that we can see it very well. So I'm going back. It will go back to its normal size now. You can expand it, and you can still add more. If you want to dig deeper, you can still add more into this visual. Can I give you 2 minutes to practice that? Use the key influencers. We have done Q&A. Now we are on what? On key influencers now. Sorry, decomposition tree. We decompose ourselves based on country, then channel, to decomposing into C to get to the bottom of how the sales happen based on different criteria and different areas. Okay, I think we are good with that. That is on decomposition tree. Another tool we're going to look at is this one we left before. Key influencers. This key influencers. Just like this decomposition tree. Here we decompose to get deeper. But in this case, this one we now is like how do I put this? This one will show us what are those how those products, like what we did there, how they influence our sales. When we sell, if a product is a camera, if you drop a camera and camcorder, how much is it going to sell than if the product is what? A cell phone. So how is it going to sell more? That is what key influencers will do for us. So I'm going to use sales again. Sales amount. sales amount. So nothing is happening yet because there's nothing under explain by. Let's explain the sales amount by what? By what do you want us to use? Let's do by post of categories. And we have plenty of categories. Let's see. Subcategories. Okay, it's running the analysis now. So you can see this. Let me put on focus mode too. When product is category is washer and dryer. This is how to read this. How to read this is this. When the product subcategory is a washer and dryer, the average sales amount will increase by 9.25 thousand. That is, if it's a washer and dryer, you're likely have to have more sales. You are likely to have what? More sales. If the product, if when what influences amount to increase? When product subcategory is water heater. When it is water heater, then the average amount is likely to increase by what? 5,888. That is average sales amount. So that is how this influences our sales. And we also want to see what makes our sales to decrease. That is, if it's in this category, what is likely to happen? Let's run the analysis. And you see now, it started the journey from what? From the bottom. Now it's going to show from what's the least thing? Computer accessories. The sales from computer accessories is very low. It means that when the product is this, we are likely to have lower, our sales category is likely to decrease by what? By average of this amount. This is average sales. That is that. We want to see only the influencers alone. It means that everything below average here will show. Only those items below average will come up. If it is increase, only those items above average will show. Every other item will not show. Only those items that is below average will show here. So these every other items, they are what? They are below average. Sorry. That is what key influencers does. And on the other side, we have top segment. We have top segment. So we have one segment here. When sales is more likely to be high, we found one segment and rank them by average sales. What is that segment? We don't have much here. Let's see when it is low. We have two segments. When it is low, subcategory is blank. It means subcategory are blank in that dataset. Category segment 1 is 2.14 and the overall is 3.64. That is low side. Okay, let me add something to this influencers and see what I'm going to do for something more. Let's add something more to explain by or expand by. We've added products category. We added store. Stores. Store name. Segment found. What about influencer? Okay. What about, let's see the name. Let's go to start name. Let's swap this and see what happens. I'm going to use store name. Okay. The store has any effect. Where the store is located, does it have any effect also? Okay, that does not have any effect. What about channels? Let's look for product. That's for the category name. What about the product itself? The product itself. Do you have product color? No result found. Try adding more data. Okay, let's add color and see if color has any effect. If the product and color has any effect. No analysis found for this. This is the reason why I want us to do report first. Sometimes these influencers select color to attend a selection. That's kind of selection for color. Okay, so let's go back. I think we used one we used before was subcategory, right? But if the subcategory, you should be able to work with names or product names. Okay, let me check it again. I think we should work with product name. Okay. Work with product name. Let's check brand name. Brand name. The brand name has a name. When the brand name is Fabricant, the sales executive increased by 50. That's the top key influencer. So we have all these. Let me keep those ones that are influencers here. Okay. These are the items that are low. They have higher increase, decreases by this. Well, what happens to other ones? Not wind. Not wind the brand. Why is it not showing? Then top segment. We only have one segment also. So we have found two segments and rank them by average sales and population size. Let's segment to see more. When the brand name is Contoso, segment the average sales amount is 3 point. This is units lower than the overall average. That is when when the Contoso, when the brand is Contoso, the average sales amount is likely is lower than the general average of sales that they have in the company. Segment 3 contains 827,002 data points, 26% of data. 26% of that data, that's much. So it's showing us. So this is the data, gray, this is the Contoso on this blue. So that is the third one on this our AI today. Now, the fourth one here is narrative. Narrative generates data based on the visuals that you have on this page. It generates not based on your entire data. It's going to generate data based on these visuals you have on this your page. So click on narrative and see what we have. So if you want to use this, you have to log in. Use Copilot to create an AI narrative with AI. But the custom design, just click on this to get a custom narrative. Have this amount increased by what? By this when brand name is tailspin toy. Or decreases. Okay. Are we on decrease? Okay, based on this visual. Okay. That is it's telling us what caused it to slow. When a brand name is, if you see a certain brand name, what do you expect? So I'm increasing this so that it is more readable. And this narrative can be edited. You can edit it, you can adopt it, you can add to it, and you can also delete it. Okay, I've changed it to, let me change to increase now. Based on this, let me increase this. Based on this now, let me create another narrative again. Custom narrative. So, brand name contributed to the most increase in sales amount when the brand name is fabricant. So, I see that the English looks somehow, but you can always edit it and country. This is a text box, so you can copy what to add there. You can copy it. You can edit it. When I click on it, you can see that all this. I edit it, you can add it together to this. So based on this visual, the comment is based on what? It's based on the visual. So you can see that. It's based on visual. What's happening? People are just coming in and going out. Is it that network is bad today? Oh, okay, there's something here troubling me. Oh, it's up now. So let's click on this. Let's click on this and click on narrative. right? So it means that you want to explain, the data we're not working on that. You want to work on this. Keep going back to that again. Okay. Let's go to sheet 1 and see another thing there. Let's go to narrative. Yeah. You can see what it does for us. At this point, whichever store has the highest sum of sales amount. This the store has more sales than catalog, which has the lowest sum of this. Store has highest sum of sales across the 4 channels. Sales has whichever. So that is the only, this is the one it's responding to. So let's see if it responds to this also. This is what only one visual. It's the same story. So work with just one visual only. Okay. It means that you can copy this to a page and get your narrative. You want to write some notes on it, and you don't even know how to start writing. Power BI can also help you to write. Now you can just go there and edit what you have there. Just format this. Okay, this is Naira. I want it to be in the 2 decimal place. So I want to change this to Naira. You can always do all those formatting too. Yes, Naira. Click save. So to edit that to Naira, where is it? Save it. There's a headed Naira to this value here. Okay, so those are the ways to use to make use of our the AI tools there. Okay, then let's now do more now. Let's do more. We are going to write that function now, but I still go to leverage it on AI. Also, let's see what can also do. What else we can still do? AI. Okay. Any question at this point? Okay. We have spent more time more. And we have our break now first. Let's have a break now so that we can stop the recording. We'll come back in like 7 minutes. Like 7 minutes. We'll be back in 7 minutes. That would be 3:55.